That is the 158 from Torquay. Right, ready? The rig I've chosen for this trip is one, ironically enough, I've used this little, certainly the hook side of things for this whole winter with the loop there. The boom, from venue to venue I choose the boom. Fluorocarbon on this one, I'll explain that why in a minute. The hook section, there's a little loop there with a big weight. Now that, in my mind, you've got a loop there which gives it so much more freedom, and the weight helps it drop the hook when the fish takes it in. The fluorocarbon is because we've got completely clear lake bed along the edge of them trees where I'm fishing to, okay? Now, a lot of the winter, I've done it with braided hook links, which you can, but I was using sticks then, 3-inch hook links with like a 2.5-inch Tiger Nut, Monster Tiger Nut ground down crumb stick links on it, which stops it tangling. I can't do that here because although I've got a wafter on this one, I have been using quite large bags of maggots, which obviously you can't feed down the hook link, so I don't want it. It becomes more tangleable, the braid, if you've got a bag hanging on the hook and not pulled down the hook link. So there we are, that's the reason for that. Now, to tie this, very, very simple. For me, it's a size 4 wide gape. It's a razor point Carp Spirit one, which, honest, that is so sharp, it's dangerous. If a carp swims past that, she's on it. Right, so we get the hook. Tiny, probably about 1 centimetre of quite large shrink tubing pushed up the shank of the hook. Then we've got the small quick change swivel. It's not got the loop on it, this one, because we tie the loop in the hook link. So pop him on. I have to open that up with a pair of pliers because it's a little bit tight to get that size big hook through it. Open it up with pliers, put it through the back of the eye of the hook, close it up with pliers, and then heat, shrink your shrink tube down. But while I'm letting it cool, I'm also bending it like so. So you're getting an effect like a bent hook situation out of it, or a long shank hook with the eye kicked in. Moving up the hook, then you've got your really small ring swivel. I do like the ring on these because it gives the bait so much freedom and also pushes it away from the hook. You've got that little extra. That's melted on, the bait's melted on with floss, by the way. To hold that in place, you've got a very small, I don't know, you'd call it as a rubber sleeve on the hook. A lot of them move. The one I'm using here I've found is the most reliable. But it is also a bit of a pain to push it over the hook point. So be careful with your fingers, certainly with these hooks because they're really, really sharp. This is how we want it to sit on the lake bed. Now she's either going to sit like that, like a claw, or if it's not balanced correctly, but then they lose balance after time, these little wafters and everything does, it will sit like so. But the rig is deadly, okay? If that gets picked up, I'm not getting done on this rig, in my mind, okay? You might prove me different, but in my mind, that is a fairly deadly rig. Again, for this lake bed, fluorocarbon, that's 23 pound fluorocarbon, Optim-X. We've got that, as we go up the rod, we'll get to lead clip in a minute, we've got 32 pound, about 8 foot, 32 pound fluorocarbon leader and braided mainline. Again, I've kitted up because any swim on this lake, other than the long range ones out in the mid-water, you've got debris, you've got branches, trees hanging in the water, you might have someone else's fishing line, you don't quite know what you're going up against. So if I can let that go now, we come up here to the quick change link, small rubber sleeve pushed over it to retain, because this end of the hook link, I've made a little overhand loop in it. That goes on there to keep it on to the lead clip. Now I've only got a 3-ounce bomb on there, that's all we need to get where we are. We're only at 10, just under 10 wraps. But more importantly, the lead clip is only pushed halfway on. So if we do come into contact, you don't know what's out there, as I've just said. You might have people have cracked off, they might have got cut off by a fish and all that line hanging in the snags. If that comes into contact with it, your lead's gone. So every little piece of this, although extremely effective rig, the most effective I've used in a long time as it happens, it's also all constructed with safety in mind. Should be a good day. Will be a good day. Of course it will. Going fishing. So we've got 2 days to catch ourselves, hopefully, Colne Valley carp or 2. Getting excited. Right, we are first in the gate, but there are a lot of people turning up now that are going to want to go, I'm guessing, where we're going to want to go. So it's going to be more like run, run, run. Now this is day ticket fishing and day session fishing, so you've got to be on your toes. Stop it. Stop me and buy 2. Want him to clear these branches before I stop panicking. Good fish, mate. Almost, almost, almost. Now it's often said, and I'm going to say it, don't you just love it when a plan comes together